Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another Walking Dead video for the ones who live. And just a little bit of a discussion video I wanted to do real quick, kind of touching on the topic of Carol and the message that she tried to get out to Daryl in the first season of Daryl Dixon. Now, with the arrival of Rick back home to his children and everything, a lot of people are coming to the assumption that she was trying to communicate to Daryl that Rick had gotten home. Well, I've never really been sold on that idea just based on the way she's going about communicating it. It seems like there's no urgency behind it. She just kind of off the cuff, so-and-so came back home or so-and-so came back, and just, she doesn't really act like it's a huge deal. And I feel like if it were Rick that she was talking about, she would almost be in a panic. Like, Rick is home, you need to get back, call off your search, do it, whatever you're doing, make every effort to get back home. And it doesn't come off like that, and it's just something that's always bugged me, and people always saying, yeah, it sounds like Ick, as the radio's breaking up, came back. Well, to me, it doesn't feel like that. It almost feels like someone of not real big consequence, like Dwight came back, Morgan came back. Just people that have since left on their own, not people that disappeared or were presumed dead under some crazy circumstance, which we all know Rick was. But to say that he is the one that she said came back, I don't feel it, and I'm not believing it. And I know a lot of people want to run with it and say that it is, but I'm not seeing it. And that's just the quick topic I wanted to touch on today, because I really feel like if it was him, she would be making every effort to make sure that Daryl knew. And when he says who came back, she just kind of doesn't try to even get it through to him. She just kind of, oh, so-and-so, you don't need to worry about me, this and that, and she just really has no urgency whatsoever behind what she's trying to convey to him, and I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm not even remotely sold on it, honestly. It just sounds like Dwight and Sherry came back, or whatever, and it just seems like it's nothing that she really cares about. And on top of that, too, one of the big things that I've touched on this before, but other people have kind of mentioned it too, when Judith and RJ go to meet them as they're getting off the chopper, where the hell is everybody else? No one's there to meet them or help or get them to this location. And I know that also Judith, she's pretty old by this point. The actress herself, she just turned 17, so I don't know what age that they're trying to portray Judith as. Probably, I want to say between 14 and 16, somewhere around there. Maybe not even that old, I'm not sure. But with that, it just seems strange that no one else would be there, especially if she knew that they were coming. Or, I mean, this could have been last second. This could have been when Michonne was sending that message right before she picks up. This could have been moments before they arrived, but I feel like, because these walkies seem to have some magical range, as we've seen them throughout the other shows, that these walkies have everlasting battery life, they have this inexplicable range, and just things like that. And it seems to me that Michonne would have reached out as she got close, but not so close that they would only be minutes away. But I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not denying that one bit. This could not be the issue. But I feel like because of the way that we've seen the radios used throughout the show, that she was probably still several miles out, or an hour out, or something like that. And Judith just fails to tell anybody. She grabs RJ, says, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's go get mom and dad. They're coming back. But doesn't feel like anyone else deserves to know, or maybe no one is around. Who knows? Because everyone is kind of spread out through other communities now since the Commonwealth came into play. But just touching on that too, but getting back to the whole, so-and-so came back. Like I said multiple times throughout this single video, that I just don't believe it's Rick, because the way that she conveys that message is just like, no big deal. This person came back. It doesn't affect my life whatsoever. And I feel like the only reason that she actually goes after him in this next season is simply because he didn't show up where he was supposed to, when he was supposed to. But there is kind of a intriguing kind of thing within the trailer where we hear a voiceover of Carol saying, she's going to Paris, Europe, this area she's pointing out on these maps, and she asks somebody, do you want to come with me, or something like that. So could it be Rick? I don't know. They're kind of not leaning towards that, but I know in a recent article from ScreenNet, and I'll try to find it again, and I'll leave a link down in the description, where Andy is in an interview, and he is very open to the idea if the story is right. Just like when Lenny James left, he said he would come back and play Morgan again if the story was right. So could that be kind of insinuating something? not sure. But I feel like if Andy and Denai have creative freedom and creative authority, they will come back at some point or another, whether or not it's in a second season of The Ones Who Live or just possibly a cameo guest appearance within an episode of probably Daryl, where maybe Rick and Michonne, or just Rick himself, is somewhere out there and he goes through the effort, or he goes with Carol maybe, or comes across them, whatever, makes that effort to go on this journey to find Daryl and bring him home. That is a possibility, I think. I'm not sure if it would go beyond anything but that, but there still is the stories that I think they could make out of the CRM. Even though the bad parts of the CRM were defeated, there is the handful or the multiple spies that Beale talked about that he has spread out throughout the world in multiple communities. I think that's something that they could go into possibly if they did it right, where we see an uprising of all these loyalists to Beale or people that really believed his vision or whatever. They could probably make a story out of that. But I know this conversation kind of went in multiple directions, but I think the main focus is there's still that mystery. I don't think the mystery's been solved as far as who Carol says came back. Just the way that she talked and where he kind of shows concern about what's going on, but then she kind of blows it off and it's just no big deal. You don't need to worry about me. And just the way parts of that conversation went, I just don't think it's who we think it is that came back. I think it's someone of no consequence, someone from the past. I mean, there's multiple people that did leave or disappear. The big ones, of course, being Dwight and Sherry. They both left, but then you had Morgan. He left too. They could possibly show up, or who knows at this point, because there have been other people that have gone missing, the big one being Heath, but I'm pretty sure he's dead. I think he was traded by Jadis into the CRM as a test subject, and I think that's the general consensus with his character. Not only that, being that the actor himself, he wanted to leave. He didn't want to be a part of it anymore for whatever reason. I think he got another job or something, or maybe he just had a bad experience on set and he just wanted to get away from it. But anyways, I know I touched on a few different things. Let me know your thoughts below. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Please leave those likes, and of course subscribe to the channel. Help me make that push to 1,000 subscribers, and I will catch you next time, guys. Take care. Bye.